What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the DC Collector's Box. My name is Jeremy, and today I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the Prime 1 Studios Doomsday. Let's check it out. Okay, so to try to make this video as short as possible and not waste everybody's time, it's a quick look at the box. So here's the side. It's basically just a portrait of him. The back has obviously the picture of Superman's cape. Got the disclaimer, Prime 1 Studios, part of Doomsday. So he kind of like wraps around the sides. And obviously it says Doomsday Museum Masterpiece. Here it has a little Superman logo. It has, you know, the name of the statue on top. And then the bottom has nothing on it. And here is the other one. I believe this one housed the base. So the other one had the body, the head, the cape, the rebars, and this one had the base and the two head sculpts. So same thing. This one actually has a colored picture of him. The side is plain. The back, you get a little bit of the distorted look, like in the first box. Has the Superman logo here. And my boxes are kind of beat a little bit. They're damaged everywhere. And then the Superman logo here again. Really big boxes. I believe each one is about 75 pounds. That's what UPS had them at. So I'd recommend, if you have somebody to help you, that's what I recommend doing. But here is a quick look at the boxes, and let's get to the unboxing. Okay, so I just got them out of the box, and that was a pain in the ass doing it by myself. It did come with instructions. And there is this side as well. I'm super excited for this. This is my first statue in 2 years and my very first Prime 1 statue, so I did see the UPS guy though drop the box getting out of the truck. I think he dropped that one. So I hope to God nothing's broken, but we will find out. So I haven't opened up anything yet. So you're gonna see me open it and probably hear me cry like a little girl if something's broken. Man. Oh, thank God. I saw this piece sticking out of the cloth. I thought it was broken. Wow. This thing is massive. Holy crap. What do we got? We got one of the heads. Dang, that looks freaking awesome. And over here we have another head, and I will take these out so I can show you. Okay. Dang, the freaking detail on this thing is absolutely insane. Wow. Let me see if I could turn on another light so you can see a little bit better. There we go. Wow, crazy. Put that aside. Get the other head out. And here we go. Make sure I don't trip over anything. Dang. Even inside his mouth is insane. Wow, really crazy. This is insane. Dang. And the base. All right, let's see if I don't throw my back out on this thing. Holy crap. And I just realized I have nowhere to sit it down at. Oh man, that is really heavy. Oh, and I hope you can see this, because I promise you, this is not easy. Especially doing this by myself. So I hope it's in focus, because I cannot see the screen, but I got 127 out of 50. And this is the exclusive, obviously. And if you could hear me out of breath, it's because this thing is insanely heavy. And this one was also inside that box. I completely missed it. It was kind of covered by that fabric or whatever protecting the statue. Okay, so I cut most of this already to spare you from seeing my fantastic knife skills. But as you can see, I'm lifting up and nothing's coming up yet, so I still haven't opened it yet. So let's see what we got here. Holy crap. Dang. Wow. Alright, so obviously this is my camera. This is Superman's cape. And it has some decent weight to it. It's not overly heavy, which obviously I'm pretty sure they wouldn't want it to be since it hangs off to the side, but it does have some weight to it. I don't know what the material is though. Doesn't feel plastic, doesn't really feel like polystone either. It's almost like a hard plaster, but don't quote me on that, I'm probably wrong. But this is crazy detail. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's just, oh my God. Holy crap, this is heavy. Wow, so obviously huge key on the top, and then I'll give you guys a much better look in a second, but man, I'm struggling because he is absolutely heavy. So far doesn't look like anything is broken, and then dang, I don't even know where to grab him. I'm scared I'm gonna break something. Dang, I don't know where to grab him. This is terrifying. Almost $2,000. I'm scared I'm gonna break him trying to put him together. Wow, man, he feels solid. Oh my gosh. Crazy heavy. think the only thing that's left is the other pole. So here's the other pole, and then the only other pieces, I believe, are the little rebar pieces, which are probably somewhere. Yeah, here they are, right here. So they're all wrapped up. Got one. Man, I am out of breath. How sad is that? Two. Here's the third one. And the fourth one. My mic isn't long enough to reach all the way over here, so the sound may be off a little bit, so I do apologize. Let's get him in. Tough. Shit, man. I hope my table holds up. The next piece. Man, he leans so much forward that I'm actually terrified that he's just gonna tip over. Yeah, and there's like no moving him. It's like almost impossible to move him once he's built together. He is absolutely heavy. Holy crap. Let's go ahead and do this one next. I think it's in. I don't know, I have like a small little, shoot, gap like right here that I'm not sure if it's supposed to be there. Because I definitely don't want anything falling out. So this goes in here. And then the head that sculpts and these little rebar things are all that's left. So they are color coded. So see, that one's white, yellow, red, and black. And I cannot see the colors from where I'm at, so I'm just gonna guess, and I think I guessed right. And then finally, get the styrofoam out of the way. And here are there he is. Wow, absolutely massive statue. You know what? I think I may not even have his body on completely. Seeing a really bad seam. See if I can get that seam to go away. Man, the problem is once you put him in, like he's stuck in there really well. I think there's just gonna be a seam on him. And wow, there he is. Let me take a step back. I am exhausted doing this. He is absolutely heavy. He is monstrous. Wow. He is definitely worth the $16.99 price for, well, that's the price for the exclusive. I think the regular is maybe like $50 cheaper. I'm gonna take some pictures and get you some close-ups. Okay, so here he is with a little bit, better lighting. Sorry, as I was putting him together, he's so big, the camera had to be a little bit further back, and it kind of, the lighting suffered a little bit for it, so I do apologize, but hopefully you get to see a pretty clear view of him here. Now not many people know a lot about Doomsday, so if you don't, I'm gonna switch out the head and put on the exclusive head. But if you don't, he's actually a prehistoric Kryptonian, and a alien scientist created him several thousand years before like modern Krypton was ever existed. He's basically an infant, but born in a laboratory, so by in vitro. And what he did is he wanted to create the perfect human, or the perfect being, and he wanted to jumpstart the evolution process. So by doing that, he sent the infant out into the planet Krypton's climate, which is harsh. Very dangerous creatures out there. The climate was incredibly dangerous. You couldn't really survive out there, so obviously the infant died. Cloned it with the hopes that eventually it would be immune to these things, climate, whatever. And for several decades, that's all that he did, is every time he would die, or the baby would die, or infant, whatever it was, he would just keep cloning it, manipulating the DNA to where it basically had no feelings whatsoever. All it felt was anger, rage, hatred. Got to the point where he could survive the harsh climate, and then eventually he got to the point where even if he died, his DNA would register how he died, and he would be immune from it the next time, and he would be basically resurrected. So that's kind of a little bit of his origin story. It gets a little bit crazier. He ends up killing the doctor, takes one of the supply ships, goes on a rampage through several planets. I think he fights, if I'm not mistaken, he ends up fighting like Darkseid before he was really known as Darkseid. Again, I could be mistaken. It's been a while since I've read up on it. Fought the Green Lantern Corps, killed thousands of Green Lanterns, killed one of the Guardians. When the Guardian died, he made like some hole in space, and he fell through to a different planet. I think the planet was called Caldon, if I'm not mistaken. Destroyed the planet for a few years, so finally they put their resources together and created this being of nothing but pure energy. Like that was all that they can do, called Radiant. And Radiant did kill him, kill Doomsday with this massive energy beam that destroyed, I want to say like a fifth of the planet. Once he died, they chained and shackled him, sent him flying through space. Since he killed so many people, they didn't want to bury him. It was like kind of like a religious thing. And crashed on Earth and eventually woke up, and that's what everybody knows him for, is fighting Superman and killing him. But he is just absolutely massive. I'm gonna actually get a tape measure and take some measurements. Okay, so I have a tape measure here. So he is, to his tallest spike, right under 38 inches. So if you display him with the flag, it's about 38 inches also. So pretty much he's as wide as he is tall. If you chose not to display him with the flag, you're looking at about 28 inches. So 10 inches shorter in width. And then the length is right around, I say 27 inches. So he takes up a lot of real estate. He is absolutely massive. I would try to weigh him to get the exact weight of him, but my scale only goes up to 100 pounds, and if he's not pushing it, I'm almost positive he's over 100 pounds. He's absolutely heavy. I do have a turntable, but I didn't even bother trying to put him on there. There's just no point. He's massive. He is just absolutely massive. His hand, I mean, I'm 6'4", and his hand is pretty much the same size as mine. He is a monster. Okay, I'm gonna make this real quick because I feel like I'm testing my luck with this. But here he is, right next to the quarter scale Superman by Sideshow. And he is, as you can tell, just absolutely massive. Wow. I have a spot picked out for him, and to be honest, I'm not even sure he is going to fit. But okay, enough of that. Let me give you some close-up shots of him, and we'll go over everything else. Okay, so we're gonna start at the base. And I like the base. I think there's like a little scratch. You can't see it with the glare, but I think there's like a little scratch on the base, but that's all right. So again, starting with the base, kind of have, I guess it's his symbol or logo. I don't know what it is, but I do like the base. It's pretty subtle considering this dude's probably going to be, he will be the main piece of your collection if you have him. And then I can't really spin around to go to the back. It's terrified to move this table. So I'll give you the best shots I possibly can. But Prime One did a fantastic job of this gravel or whatever. I mean, it looks like you can just wipe it off with your hands, but you can't. It is absolutely fantastic. The cape, you know, that was the one thing I wasn't really a fan of. And even looking at it now, like it looks fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not a fan of like this, it's like too textured to me. I'm used to seeing his cape as like silky and real smooth. So to see it like that, kind of, I was a little bit surprised, but I don't hate it or anything like that. I love it. It looks fantastic. It looks just like it did in the comics. And then the rust that they did on the pole is really well done. The paint on this thing is a 10 out of 10. It is phenomenal. Let me go around this way. The light may cut off a little bit as I pass in front of the lights. And then as you can see on his boots, the dirt and everything as he was fighting Superman, you can see his clothing is ripping away. And then his horns or his bone spikes are just absolutely insanely done. There's some more of the base. I mean, the way they painted this, I mean, it's a completely different color than this. I'm guessing it's street pavement. concrete, I don't even know what it is. It's so destroyed. They did such an awesome job of it. But I mean, the paint just on the base alone is absolutely fantastic. And here's part of the rebar coming out of some sort of column. And then the post is this is where the post connects, right? Pretty much in between his feet. And I mean, Prime One spared no expense. You can see, I mean, even down here, stuff that you're not even gonna see, it's painted. And then even some of the rocks, they're like multiple colors. It's just absolutely insane. And then going up a little bit to his boots, again, his boots are awesome, different shades of green. See if I can get a better angle. You got dark green, light green, some brown, some grays. And then here are his like bone spikes. Just absolutely insane. I mean, and he's solid. He doesn't feel hollow at all. He feels like he's completely solid. He is absolutely heavy. And then the skin, the way that they did his skin is really great. It's just real, almost like a rhino or elephant skin. You know, it's real tough. Obviously because he's impenetrable. Let's see if I can show inside here. And so all the detail in his skin, and then it's even painted like a brown or maybe even a tan inside. It's really well done. And then he has like these blemishes on his skin. You know, obviously like all of us do. Nobody has perfect skin. Here's another one. So they just put these blemishes on him, and then the growth, it's like the growth of the spikes lead up to a certain area. It's insane. And then this looks like real metal. Obviously it's not. All of this whole thing is polystone. Nothing is fabric or anything like that. And then his shorts. Now I have seen a couple people post and talk about it. There is a seam. Mine is pretty noticeable, especially right around here, like that. That one's pretty bad. He may not be 100% flush, so I may have to mess with him, but he's hard. The weight of him, once you put him inside that keyhole, if it's not in there perfectly, it is difficult to maneuver him around a little bit. At least for me, this table's pretty tall. And then in photos, this whole area here looked weird. It was all smooth. He had muscles and abs and all this stuff, and then right here was smooth, but in person, it looks natural. Like it doesn't look off. You see all the texture in his skin and everything like that. And it looks really good. The seam, it does knock the statue slightly. But I mean, when you see him, your eyes definitely do not go to the seam. And here's his torso. And then his chest, which is freaking insane the way they painted that. It's absolutely awesome. And he does have like a gloss to him. I don't know if it's supposed to be sweat or, if I'm not mistaken, I know when they were fighting, the more damage he took is like the more like spikes and bones came out of him. So maybe that's what it is. It's like or he took damage and then it's regenerating these bone spikes as protection, and that's kind of what this, I don't know, you can kind of see it here in the camera. It's not overly glossed to where it distracts you or anything like that, but you can tell like it's purposeful for something. I'm not sure if it's sweat. I don't even know if he would sweat or not. I want to say that it's more from the bone spikes growing out. But even like in his armpit, or sorry, not his armpit, his elbow joint, you see some of it there too. And then just the detail in the hands are absolutely phenomenal. And then here are the spikes, or his bone claws, I guess. This is on his left hand. Sorry, I was gonna say right. I can't tell the difference between right and left apparently. And I mean, look at that. That is just insane. Like I said, I haven't had a statue in a while. It's been 2 years since I've had an actual like polystone statue. Had some Hot Toys and some art prints and stuff like that. But then to get one of Prime 1, this thing is just, this is insane. And here's more of that gloss that I was telling you about. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is, maybe it's sweat. I don't know. If anybody watches this, and you know, let me know what you think it is. And then look at even the veins, all the veins here, the wrinkles in his wrist, his palm, and then the nails. The nails are absolutely insane. Just everything about this thing is insane. He's just crazy. The size, the paint, the detail, and obviously the price is insane, but it is well worth it. I'm gonna have to see if I can get one of my lights to shine on his back, because to me that's like where he shines. And it's a little sad that you'll probably never see his back, because look, I mean, look at the back of his arm. Let me get a light. Sorry, excuse my mess in the room. I didn't clean up. I'm trying to do this all at once, and you'll see my other light. But I mean, the detail on this thing is insane. See, and look, it's real glossy up in here. See, I couldn't see that without the light. So this, it has to be because of from the spikes. I'm guessing it's just dripping down his arm. That's what I would bet more than anything, is that's where it's from. But I mean, look at these bone spikes. They are absolutely incredible. I don't know how they did it or how they painted this thing, but this is insane. And then here's more of the back. Sorry if this video is dragging on a little bit long. It's just trying to get this massive guy in frame with all the detail. And it does, I see the camera's kind of picking up a little bit of purple hue here. And I actually kind of do see that, you know, with my eyes. In fact, it might be a little bit more noticeable in person, but that's interesting. Now here's the seam on the back. And again, see, you can almost see through. I'm gonna have to mess with him some more. Obviously this table isn't his final resting spot. So when I take him apart and put him where he goes, I'm definitely gonna mess with that even more. So it may not be as noticeable. And at the end of the video, I'll show you where I have him, and I'll let you know if I was able to fix it or not. But here's the other side of his spikes. And again, sorry if the other light is a little distracting. But it's just insane how cool he is. And then the head. The head is just awesome. The head sculpt is awesome. You can see all the way inside, and then even up on his like the roof of his mouth is painted, his eyes. And then obviously he has more. I don't know if they're supposed to be like more like his bones, or I look at it as more just like skin. I would say like a skin defect or something, or skin imperfections. And I even go to the back of his head. And yes, there is a seam on his neck also, but you're not going to be able to see it whether you're displaying him high or low, which I don't see. There's no way you can display him high. He's too heavy. And I even feel like I'm pushing my luck now with him on this table for so long. Now this head sculpt kind of threw me off for a while. I haven't read comics in a really long time. Probably since the late 90s is kind of where I stopped off at. So when I first saw this head sculpt, I didn't know where it was from. But I want to say it's from the New 52 when they relaunched everything. Sorry, I'm going to switch out the head to the regular head sculpt. the one that I know. Because I know that this one here this is the Doomsday that I know. And this is probably the way I'm going to display him. The other one looks fantastic. He's awesome. The horns, he looks real intimidating, you know, kind of possessed. He is awesome. But this is the Doomsday that I know. But I think he's from the New 52. Or maybe it's Rebirth. I'm not sure. If somebody knows, please, you know, inform me. Because I tried looking it up yesterday. And I had no idea where it was from. But it looked like it was from the new relaunch of the New 52. But this one here is the one that I will be displaying him with. But I wouldn't be surprised if I even take it off so I give you a little bit better look. I will be switching them out from time to time though, because they're just really, really well done. And the way they did the hair, the little, I don't even know what you would call it. It's definitely not a mohawk, but very, very 90s. And I mean, just look at the detail of spikes on his face. I'm sorry if it's shaking. I'm a little nervous because I'm like insanely happy to finally get this dude. I do have several other Prime One pieces. I know a lot of people have the Hush Superman on pre-order, which I do as well. The sculpted cape version. And I do plan on putting him next to this also, but I also have that Cyborg Superman on pre-order. And that's the one I think will look really good next to him, because obviously that was the next part of the story after Superman's fight with Doomsday. And then those bone scars, the bone, they're not even scars, I don't know what they are. I guess protection covers, lids, I don't know what they are, but they're insane. Kind of wish they had one more right in between both sides, like right in the middle. I remember some pictures of the comics, like you could barely even see his eyes come up because of them. But this is insane. You can see, it's hard to see inside of his mouth. I'm sorry, the lighting, my phone's kind of covering it, but you can definitely see inside. The tongue has texture on it. Come on, focus a little bit on me. Sorry, I don't want to hurt anybody's eyes, but take my word for it. If you have him coming, you will be happy with him. He is absolutely incredible. Scoot back a little bit more. He's absolutely incredible. Worth the price. I know he's not for everybody. The size for one, the price for one, trust me, I had to sell a couple figures to finally when I got that shipping notice, I was like, oh man, I didn't save up enough funds, so let me start putting some stuff up for sale. But I got him. I'm happy. He, barring any financial crisis, he's not leaving my collection. He is that awesome. If you're a Superman fan, this is almost a must-have. I know Sideshow has one coming out and it looks awesome, but to me this one was a little bit more comic accurate. I did like Sideshow's that it had, you know, elements of the Justice League, even though it's not comic accurate. I don't remember like the main 4 or 5 fighting him in the comics, but here he is. Well, I might pick up Sideshows. You never know. Doomsday is just too awesome for me personally to not pick up. I don't have him on pre-order, but I still might get him. But I think I've been rambling on long enough. Let me put him in his final place, and I'll show you where he's at, and if he even fits there, because he is massive. All right, guys, and here he is in his final spot. Well, I guess I shouldn't say final spot. So here he is with the Sideshow 1/4 premium format. And as you can see, he is quite massive in comparison to the rest of them. Gee, I don't even know what to say. He's massive. So this display, I built it. It's nothing fancy or anything, but I built it the day I pre-ordered him, knowing his size, how big he was going to be. I tried using the dimensions on Sideshow's website, thinking I had enough. And so he is he does make he does clear it a little bit, but here's the problem. Right here. Look at how much he is sticking out. He is completely over the display area. I guess it's finally a good thing I don't have glass here, because then he definitely would not fit. But he hangs over quite a bit. It's kind of hard to capture it exactly on camera. So looks like I'm gonna have to come up with a whole new design for him, or a whole new display area to have him in, because it just looks awkward that he hangs over this much from the display. I'm actually terrified he's gonna tip over. He's solid. He is hard to move. And like I said, I did get that seam slightly better than what it was. It's still pretty noticeable when you get up close to it, but from right here where he's at, like, you can't even see it. But this is gonna be his spot until I guess have to build something else now, because the lights don't even shine on his face. I mean, the light starts shining on his back, and I tried angling him every which way to get him underneath there, and he would have to be sideways, and even at that, he's not even in there completely. The base doesn't hang off, but it's this part here, his hand, and then his head and his shoulders. It just massive. But he's great. If you guys have the money and the room for him, I highly suggest you get him. I know the exclusive is sold out. I'm not even sure about the collector's edition. He might even be waitlisted on Sideshow, but if you feel like paying the shipping from Prime 1, he is worth it. And in case you're wondering, the shipping was $275 for him. I live in Texas, so from California to Texas it was $275, but I think that was pretty much the standard throughout the country. But if you stayed to the end of this, I'm sorry. I know it was a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but it's just so much to go over. I appreciate you staying to the end. If you're still here watching, please like, comment, subscribe. I'll answer any questions that I can about him. And thanks. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day.